Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is? Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Thanks for taking the time to join me on my channel, Nigel's View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how things can be hidden in the sky. It's going to be a short video, and I'm going to be doing a part 2 and putting it all together there. We can look up at the sky and really see nothing at all. Well, on the odd times you can see something in the sky that you have no explanation for. It really shouldn't be there. But all in all, we're just looking at a sky that's been destroyed most of the time with water vapour.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. No wonder we're all coughing. Look at that sky. Yeah, they're not trying to poison us, are they? Not at all.
Yeah. But there are technologies, a vast number of technologies, being hidden right in front of our faces, and it's very much undetectable. To understand the statement that I've just made in this video, we're going to be looking at two pictures, very, very important pictures, but I need to go through a few bits and pieces so we're on the same page and you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. The human eye can only perceive a limited range of electromagnetic radiation, which is commonly known as the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum encompasses all forms of electromagnetic radiation, including visible light, radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, ultraviolet radiation, X-ray, and some gamma rays. I like pineapple my gamma rays. The visible light spectrum is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that the human eye can detect. It ranges from approximately 380 to 750 nanometers in wavelength. Within this range, different wavelengths correspond to different colours. So violet is going to be 380 to 450 nanometers, blue is 450 to 495, green 495 to 570, yellow 570 to 590, orange 590 to 620, and, well, I like satsumas, not oranges, and red is 620 to 750 nanometers. While the human eye is sensitive to these colours, it's insensitive to other forms of electromagnetic radiation outside this range. For example, ultraviolet light, UV light, and infrared IR light falls outside the visible spectrum and not visible to the naked eye. And don't forget, walking around in public with your eyes naked is a criminal offence. Humans can't see wavelengths shorter than violet or longer than red. There really is a point to this, so just bear with me and you'll understand exactly where I'm going with this very shortly. This limited range of sensitivity is a result of photoreceptor cells in the human retina, known as rods and cones, which are specialised for detecting light within the visible spectrum. Rods are more sensitive to low light conditions, while cones are responsible for colour vision and function best in bright light. Well, I thought rods were for fishing and cones for eating ice cream. Other animals, such as certain insects and birds, can see a broader range of the electromagnetic spectrum. For instance, some birds and bees can perceive ultraviolet light, which is invisible to humans, something that we can't see. The ability is adapted to the specific needs, such as finding nectar in flowers or distinguishing patterns on surfaces, which leads me to believe that my wife can see in ultraviolet light because she can find my credit card every single time. It's at this point that something comes to mind. Our spectrum of light is so limited. Is it possible in the ultraviolet and infrared ranges, which are very, very vast and very wide, are there entities that live in our plane of existence that we can't see, that we could share the same sort of space with, and we would never even know that they're there, such as ghosts or maybe demons, or maybe many other things? But I'm sure that's for another video. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Now we've got a better understanding of the spectrum of light our eyes can actually perceive, If we want to see below or above those frequencies without going and spending a lot of money on specialist equipment, what we can do is go out and buy a cheaper alternative, a digital camera. They come in many different varieties: colour, monochrome, full frequency, ultraviolet, thermal, and the list continues. It allows us to see things in different wavelengths, different frequencies, different spectrums. A colour camera is a great tool for taking a picture. Well, that's a little bit obvious, Nige, but what I mean to say is right time, right place, right angle when you're pointing it at the sky, taking that photo, pushing that button, recording that video, and you'll get to see things that are hidden that they don't want us to see. Come on, Nige, let's get on with the video. Stop waffling. We've been looking at this picture for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and it's a very unassuming picture. It's the first of two. This comes from WREN website. I'll leave the links to that in the description box down below. Nice and simple for everybody to find. The year is 2020 the picture was taken, and it comes from Big Black Mountain East. We're going to look at two pictures taken at exactly the same time. The first one being colour, as we can see, the other one being monochrome. The beauty of monochrome, it takes a picture in near infrared. Monochrome cameras capture images up to 1100 nanometers, whereas colour cameras will go from possibly about 380 up to 800, but are very capable of capturing infrared itself. Looking round the picture, it's just a colour photograph. A moment in time that's been captured. A lens flare. Lens flares tell a story, but not in this video. If we look over here, they've destroyed our sky. Of course, that comes out of airplanes, and we know that because if we go to Ducksters Science for Children, it tells us so. Just there. Look at that. There is another point to be made about this. It's always in front of that object that many people perceive to be our sun. Our sun's still there. No sun, no life. But that object is not what we're led to believe. That's in front of our sun. It's not there. That's for a different video. Anyway, it's like they're hiding something. Look around the sky. It's very, very clear. But, yeah, that is always got something in front of it. And when there's nothing in front of it, there's nothing to be hidden. Of course, yeah. You're a conspiracy theorist, Nige. Now, if you're watching on a bigger screen, the people that are a little bit more eagle-eyed would have noticed that there's something hiding in this picture, and it's going to become a lot more obvious when we look at the next picture. But before I do that, I need to point something out I think is extremely important. We can see the date is 2020-06, which is June, and the date is the 24th. Time is 07:22 and 35 seconds. Looking at the next picture, we can see it's 2020-06-24, and the time is 07:23 and 36 seconds. That means this picture was taken 1 minute and 1 second after the last picture. I know I said both pictures were taken at the same time, but this is very, very important and very, very relevant, which we'll get to see very, very shortly. Now we're looking at a monochrome picture in near infrared, how things have changed. It's black and white. Well, that's a little bit obvious, Nige. The first thing to notice is this object just here by our sun and sun simulator seems to be a little bit of interaction going on. And then we've got this just here and this just here. A little bit more of technology in our skies. Sun simulator technology in our skies, whatever next. Some might actually say what we're looking at just here is a smudge mark on the lens of the camera. The only way that's going to happen is there's a little boy down there playing football, kicked his football up towards the camera, it hit the lens, and there's the smudge mark of the ball. Or some might say we're looking at a lens flare. Unfortunately, the lens flare is just there and does not act in that way. What this might be, I'll leave to your imagination, but we'll be discussing this in the next video, part 2. But for all those people out there have not noticed there seems to be shadows on this object just here. Let's have a look at the colour picture. That was taken 1 minute and 1 second before this picture, and as I said, there seems to be something hiding. Now, looking at the colour photograph, yet again, can you see that object? It's very well hidden. Now, sticking a filter on this, increasing the brightness and contrast, it becomes just a little bit more obvious. It's just there. If we stick a negative filter on it, it becomes even more apparent, and we can see the outline of that object just there. Another point to be made is in 1 minute and 1 second, this object moved from here over to here. So it's moving at quite a considerable rate. For me, there's technology in the sky. Whether you agree with me or not, that's for you to make your own minds up. I can see it as plain as day. It's there hiding things in plain sight. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I will be doing a part 2 to this, a little bit more in depth. But for now, much love, much peace. And I'll catch you next time. Take care.